to buy some more time for these defenders, as these teams have only exchanged pleasantries with one another, Jesse. They haven't exchanged any real gunfire. Though Forrest gets a bit of a slowdown from Dots, will now back away from the toxic gas thrown out by the smoke of Volbs. Ashen looking for an entry into the building. His job will get a lot harder as they've lost J90 on attack. That's the very first kill. 15 seconds left in the round. Not a lot of time left for SSG to get towards the bomb site, especially as a second member from SSG has fallen. There's a third to go down too. How about a flawless start to the round for W7M?
Even that's a disadvantage.
Still nothing on the board for SSG. Boy, oh boy, what a dreadful start this is. W7M right now not fearing really anything at all. SSG's only done about 200 damage across both of these rounds. Really quite a dreadful predicament to be in. 1 minute for Foltz and J90. Long-time teammates. Looking to make some magic happen. They're entering still, all on their lonesome. You gotta play this one real slow. No time to drone. No time to really use much of that utility, at least at the moment. 2 smokes and 2 flashes in hand for the 2 remaining players from Space Station, so they can make something work. Got a good idea of where Volps is. He gets away! Loban's been dropped, and finally SSG gets on the board. But Volps is on the hunt. He's got a shotgun. Level him. There it is. W7M off to a very quick start. Ashen, the first casualty for Space Station. So it's a 4v4, with Dash still having a missing HP from earlier on. Are they going to be able to read down Loban? Yes. 2 players from Space Station. Tracking down this player. Smoke will go out. Foltz eliminating what remained of Loban. Diffuser going down. Forrest. Sight unseen as Benjamaster falls not too far removed from the execute. The advantage for Space Station at the moment in a 3v2. Dots and Dodez. Themselves long-term teammates. Dodez looking for the follow-up as they now split their forces. But you got to tussle with a Monty. Doesn't matter if Forrest is 0 kills, Jesse. He's still a huge impediment. Dots will confront him after Dodez fell elsewhere. And there's a cleanup by Foltz on the green stairs. Defending major champion squad has looked mighty good here, but like all teams has shown some weaknesses. Not here on Layer, though. They're really putting in the work as J90 dies. Foltz and Benjamaster are limping along, and with only 10 seconds left, and a clash and smoke en route to the bomb site. I have no idea how SSG pulls this one off. Some damage is done to Benjamaster. He's dropped, and Foltz with Diffuser. It's not going to give them anything. He'll stay alive. Damage. Oh, my. Ashen on the board. Benja also on the board. All right, here we go. I spoke of them. What do we call it? The opposite of the caster curse. Great shot by J90. Dots and Dash, last 2 standing. They'll have to work together very effectively, and they've already narrowed the numbers for SSG. 2 players down, Forrest and Ashen gone. Just fishing for kills at this point. 30 seconds remain for Foltz to get the diffuser in. No shields remain. That's quite a devastating loss for Space Station to lose 2 incredibly strong operators, but hey, you've got killing potential. Benja and J90 able to get the kills in time, no problem. Up at the tail end of the first half. What might complicate matters is Dots on that clash, but hold on. SSG are rising to the occasion. The clash, not a problem. It's all Dash. 1 player standing against 4, and he's shot from an angle he doesn't even know. All of these walls and floors that have been opened up by W7M. Creeping on in, the pistol doing so much damage. And just sees red running up, but they just keep looping away from him. He's not gonna get 1, Jesse! He's gonna get 2 locked in for the interrogation! Oh my! Does he track himself down? Does he go for another bid? Yes, he does! 2 interrogations, back-to-back, testing his luck. He's blown this round wide open. Dodez now in a 1v3. The silhouette is outlined, will be given away to Space Station. Benja trusted in himself. Dodez in a very tough spot. Rushing towards that bomb site, but SSG will give him no quarter. I imagine he waits. Why bother ruining your stats?
Save the KD, bro.
Absolutely. Do it for CGG. SSG, you know what they just did? They took the lead on their own map. The corners, W7M want that very first kill. They had a great start to this map. They kind of lost the plot. J9O with the leadoff pick in this round. Dots will answer back. Benja gets one of his own. These teams trading back and forth. Fultz is down. So no Toxic Babes for coverage. The Clash still very much on board now as Dodes gets picked back up. 3 bodies for W7M that they can throw at the problem. Last bit of concealment will go out as the Sens drops moments later. 2 players from SSG in on the fun. Where does Volts go? Slowed down by the electricity of the Clash. They've got a good read on him, and for the second round in a row, they'll save the KD on side of W7M. Dash taking the position above. 30 seconds left on the clock. Fultz can light up one, but can't secure the kill. They think they know where the case is going down, but they have no idea at the moment. Wolves with full HP will now sit on it. Just like a mother hen, keeping the case warm. That's something you don't often expect. Fultz gunned down by Dash. Ashen and Forest side by side, working their way towards the bomb site, but they are miles from it. They'll be locked out by W7M. Down goes Forest as Ashen searches for kill number 2. Not in the round, Jesse. In the map. They'll have to wait another round.
Benja gets out scot-free by the skin of his teeth, though.
That was scary.
Yeah.
If you're a Space Station, you are very worried about that one. Oh my. You could give Ashen all the money in the world at the moment and he wouldn't even be able to buy a kill. He and J9O die. Benja Master falls shortly thereafter, and in the span of 5 seconds, SSG have lost 3 of their 5 players. As a frustrating start, they did manage to take Lobin down with them at least. Volps will join shortly thereafter. Forest rocking that MP5 suppressed, worried about being assaulted from multiple angles. Another body from W7M will go onto the pile. Volts and Forest now making this work. Turning a bad situation into a possible opportunity. It'll all come down onto the shoulders of Forest now as he spies Dodes. He uses the Yokai drone for a bit of disorientation. He's got reads on these 2 players too. One far enough back. Forest will continue to shoot away, but Dash, what a shot. Tie game between these 2 teams, all 12 rounds. Needing now to do some damage to Dots. Dodes dies to J9O, who's still holding court inside a warehouse at the moment. Being pushed off in this position. Dots inhaling a lot of damage from Fultz's gas. Benja Master now dies. The 2 main points of SSG's spear have been dulled. As W7M are so swiftly able to do tons of damage to Space Station. Fultz is last man standing. He's at Heroics before. The Dots on that Monty will have a strong supporting cast. Fultz runs right into Lobin, does a terrible amount of damage. A clutch here is very possible. You could add all 3 of these players in the server together and they are still short of 1 full HP operator. So, just keep licking a coin. Gas goes out. Dots evading it for now, but he's got the pistol in hand, looking for the kill. And he drops Fultz. He's got him dead to rights. Where are the rest of these SSG players? Where have they spread out to? Volps baits one in with the bulletproof camera, looking for another, being watched quite intently. Suddenly the advantage is W7M's, and they are but a few seconds away from putting this one into the history books. It's all up to Ashen with 1 kill, but 1 kill is where he will remain. How does W7M pull that off at the tail end of that round? It looked like Space Station was in full control. Stairs in reading room. 2 players off-site for Space Station could absolutely doom W7M. Dots will now drop with the OSHA shield. As Lobin dies upstairs, the Yokai drone will knock Dots out of that position. Fultz finds Dash, a second one is there. And what a world of hurts it is for Dots. As all of a sudden he's lost his shield, he's eaten up some of that gas. Lots of damage is being done to SSG, but none of the players have been taken out just yet. Dots finds a single kill, but J9O and Ashen will clean up. And a much better start to Cafe for SSG. No, significantly better than in the previous map. But Benja yet to find a kill. Forrest with a perfect 0-0-0 scoreline. You don't see all that often. J90 falters. Forrest dies now as well, so I might have cursed him a little bit. W7M have the best round here on Cafe since they loaded in. They did lose Dots. One of the air jabs went off, so we know that some of that utility was put out before he died. How much remains, and will it catch any of these players from Space Station? Better question, does SSG even bother to go for the roam? No, they don't. Fultz hiding upstairs inside of Cocktail. He finds 2 kills, and now he's on the move to back bar. He's managed to evade the eyes of both Dash and Dodes, but they've got him trapped inside of Freezer. Dodes knows it. No way you're going to outduel an R4C. No chance in hell.
These Candels are going to start to prompt the clear of that top floor. Can anybody make some space off this? We see some fireballs going out as well. Dodes finds the first one onto Forest. In comes the Ying, but it does get dropped by Faults. They clean up as Ashen finds another, traded out, and Volps kills himself. What's going on with W7M this round?
This is just a dreadful round from W7M, especially when they're in a position to tie up the game. Cannot let this match slip away from you. I mean, it stands to reason that SSG will win more on this first half. They win that round as well. It's a 3-1 scoreline for Space Station. But
into favor. Here we go.
oh, but Dash is ready for it. Benja the fly out. The distraction onto Dots Blitz. And now an immediate response, but unfortunately for Dots, his way into the site has been flamed off by his own teammate. Another kill to be had for W7M. But then all of a sudden, Space Station takes 3 for their trouble. Dots is the last one standing. We are 50 seconds into this matchup. And it's a Space Station sweep. The round goes in their favor. What on earth just happened?
What are we watching? Hey,
it's a very pivotal round for W7M for a couple reasons. Number 1, they have, like I said, dropped the ball in the previous 2 rounds. Number 2, they have an advantage. And number 3, if they fail this round, it's a 5-1 for Space Station. Now, both teams will trade out players, but if you continue to trade, those benefits go towards the Brazilians. Forrest will need to clutch, and I mean, he doesn't really have the benefit of the clock. 15 seconds difference, and Forrest could potentially stop it in its tracks. But he's in a really awful position, and well, it's W7M coming to dinner inside a dining. 2 rounds. We'll find nothing so far as he's got an early death. Now it's W7M from above, trying to stop Forrest from getting this diffuser down. Benja oblivious to the shotgunning going on above him. Both teams will trade, but again, SSG in a very favorable position. Dots found the Blackbeard. Found no success shooting into it. Walk up from Dots, greeted by Fultz, and Ashen's grenade will get the round. It sure seems like they're going to steal each other's maps away, doesn't it? The building quickly. They drone once, and that's about it. And then they don't have much to follow up on. Dash, well, he's having a bit of a rough go of it. Now, next in line is Lobin, who manages to escape. He relies on an aid from Dodes, and there's a fadeaway from the Lamai, who gets a kill before Ashen's Claymore takes him out of action. Another follow-up as Forrest is a great focal point, but the attackers of SSG are all over this. W7M's scoreline looking an awful lot like the amount of kills that Ashen got in the last map. Dots is in a 1v4. SSG would have to throw this in the garbage, and they won't. Benjamaster gets the kill, and it's a 6-1 map so far. Maps about the score as well. It slipped my mind that W7M had actually won 2 rounds instead of just the 1. Volps dies. He's having a really rough game. 2-9. Holy smokes. Ashen destroying 2 players on the side of W7M. Almost gets Dash. He holds little hope as now Forrest flicks on over and Dash is on a rampage. Fultz with 1 over towards Whiskey. He's got 12 kills. Fultz, the world champion. The only one in the lobby at the moment.
Captain of his team, too. He's been in spots like this before.
He's been in much more challenging games. Just like I was thinking. You hear that? I was going to say the same thing. Exactly.
Trying to bait his way to a kill
All right.
here. Hey, this is very winnable. 1v2 is not that hard. Playing a great gun.
Here's my worry.
Yep.
I was going to say he has very limited info. There's no mute, so he doesn't need to worry too much. Those evil eye cams are up. There are bulletproof cams also up. He is going to be running uphill against information. He has a gun with the smallest magazine of any primary on attack, and he's got to deal with 2 gas canisters with how low his HP is. There is no way he pulls this off, Jesse. I do not believe it. It would need to be the most Herculean effort possible! He saw the smoke at the last second and tried to get off drone on time. It very narrowly happened.
4 more defined until they can head to the last map.
Benjamaster with yet another kill, and, well, the house of cards for W7M might be crashing down, but they just got 2 very quick kills to equalize. Forrest has not had a lot of opportunity to impact the score sheet. He gets 1. Dodez is left all on his lonesome. This match slipping through the fingers of W7M. They know where the player is. They all hunt for it, and Forrest with a 2-piece to send Cafe away.
This push is coming in from many directions.
Dash is going to have his man in just a second, as J9O doesn't want to get involved in that at all. He decides to engage after watching Forrest go down, and J9O has suddenly made it a 1v1. It's him and Dodez, with Dodez inside of blue. What a round by Jack! Space Station had no business winning that one, but win it they do, Jesse. Matchup has been defined by the very first minute of each round. Last round in particular showed us that. I don't have any reason to believe that Chalet's going to play out differently. W7M suffering right now on their entry, but that's quite the play by Dodez. A 4v4 with just a minute off of the clock, and now Dodez searching around the corner, but the mute of Fultz has managed to avoid the flashbangs. Dodez is losing his teammates. They just continue to trickle down in numbers. Skeleton key out, but he doesn't realize how close SSG is. And the final kill comes in the hands of J9O. 2 rounds in a row. And Jack gets the final kill.
The man on rappel, but can't quite hit the shot.
Both maps have started the same way, by the way, which is one team wins 2 rounds, and then the next team wins the one shortly thereafter. But SSG, what did have an advantage, it has evaporated at this point. They trade continuously. Grenade will go in. J9O suffering some misfortune there, and with half of the round to go, Benjamaster's last alive. You can't say this hasn't been an exhilarating matchup. Plenty of time for Benji to win this, but unfortunately for him, a hard wall separates that Nitro cell from Dodez's character. Dodez with 6 kills, and we're not even done the 3rd round. The 7th could be had if he holds the line on blue. Loban will step into Goo Mine. Benjamaster will play off of that intel, but he's going to be back in the recesses of Bar.
They're droning this out. W7 have choked one of these man advantages before. They do not want to do it again.
This is excellent. I love the work that W7M is doing right now, and Loban gets it. A bit of an anticlimactic end. Map in the same direction. Down goes Dash at the hands of Fultz, and SSG draws first blood. This is one of the latest bits of first blood that we have seen. The clash will continue to waste time, and there's a supporting cast to do some serious damage. J9O making magic happen. 7 kills. Fultz could be next, but he outduels him. The Capital on the board. First kill for W7M comes very late into this round. There's only 2 players to deal with.
Ashen, he's not even flanking anymore.
I don't understand why Benjo would do that. They knew that Volps was in the vicinity over there. Now it's Loban far enough back, as they're going to let Volps get that diffuser down. No, he peels off to try and deal battle with Fultz. Brief pause now as Loban is trapped in the corner, and Fultz gets the bit of a rough game. He was 4-4 before this. Forrest finding himself in the site. He'll fully extend. Ashen is there for backup. They managed to trap the Valk in the corner. Ashen making a ton of noise in and out of the server. It's just Dodez left with 1:40. Jesse, they heard us talking about how quick these matches have been, and they said, what if map 3 is also under an hour? Bolts on 10 kills, J90 on 8. These players have been excellent. Forest dealt with handily by Dodas, who now needs 2 more targets. Ashen sprung into action to open up this round, and he will shut the door on it as well. Space Station up 6-1 on series point.
This team, they just feel
Opposite of a caster curse, the broadcast boon. The Mike Magic, I suppose.
Hold on.
This might be a winnable round for W7M. Down goes J90. Benjamaster had died shortly before, and now W7M will mag dump into the site. Dots is dropped. Dodes might join shortly thereafter. Ashen is on a one-man mission at this point. You'd have to retrieve Fultz, but Fultz is right now. He's in the lion's den. Out goes the death mark. 2 players remain. The smoke of Lobin will be out of sight, out of mind. Wait a moment. It's a 1v1. Ashen, the miracle play. Fultz crawling to him. Dodas has no insight. Fultz can get picked up in just a second, but you're running out of time. You've got to move. Neither of them have diffusers. They have to bait out Dodes. They rush in towards office. Fultz knows where he is with diffuser in hand. Dodes will creep up. No way Fultz survives this as Dodes gets it done, but a nail biter of a round. SSG will count their lucky stars, as will W7M. That could have gone either way. Just seek it out.
I hope this isn't fear I'm seeing from SSG. Just seems a little stalled out, no?
I think it's because they were banking on a first pick, and none of the utility that Space Station has used has really netted anything. They've used Sense very little. What a shot by Dodes. Lobin will follow up with a nice shot of his own, and there's no choice at this point. Space Station has to go in, swing for the fences. W7M are a single kill away from a flawless round. I suspect Forest is going to sit up here and take a timeout. I wouldn't be surprised if W7M calls a timeout, or sorry, SSG calls a timeout after this round in favor of W7M. The round was going in favor of the Brazilians anyway. You might as well give yourself up. Forest doesn't really care about his to jump in. Through games will happen. Fultz dies to Lobin. The Monty attracting the attention of that same Lamai. But Forest is in a bad spot. Volp's on a single point of HP. Out goes the Nitro Cell. They miss, but they trade back and forth. Forest trying for the plant, running out of time. Dots on the ground. Volps just needs to hide. Forest attempting the plant. Does Volps have information? Yes, he does. And a great save as SSG misses the return to the site for Volps. There was nowhere to go. Your only option was to step forward, at which case Ashen would manage to kill you dead on. Ashen baited in by Dash. He loses the fight in blue. Fultz is in the bomb site as well, and it's just now a game of keep away for W7M with Volps and Dodes getting the final 2 kills and what was an indomitable lead for Space Station has come down to a single round in regulation. Single-handedly won 3 rounds. He might just do it again. Not with the end kills, but the beginning. Oh, Dash and Lobin on the side of W7M. Felled by 1 player, and that's J90. Down goes Volps to Benjamaster, and oh my, what an awful ending to this game for W7M if this really is the end. Dodes sees the Monty inside a lobby, walking up those stairs. That complicates the process. Path to the bomb site will likely be littered by goo mines, but Dodes has to watch out on balcony. He has to watch the various walls opened up by his own teammates. And he has to care about where the Monty is coming from because, you know, Forest isn't coming without an escort.
Time to be a hero. 16 kills. Needs 5 more if Dots can't find one.
Ashen's just waiting for the bait out. Dodes knows what spot he's in, but he fires his way out of it. He also sees the shoulder of Forest, doing even more damage. Dots compelled into action. Dodes finished off Forest. Not a lot of kills, high impact value. And Dots tries his best, but he can't get it done. What an improbable comeback from W7M. but they don't make it the whole way. Space Station avoids a crash landing and manages to escape in time. 2-1 for the boys in camo.
Looks like